Amigos y amigas de RockFM Motel, entrevistado muy pero que muy especial, invitado de lujo esta noche en RockFM. ¿Por qué? Pues porque es la segunda vez que visita nuestra casa. Tuve el honor de poder entrevistarle junto con su banda, su colega guitarrista Matías Japs, su colega cantante Klaus Mein, y hoy vuelve a estar aquí en RockFM anticipando una gira veraniega con muchas fechas en España. Scorpions están de vuelta, vienen a visitarnos y por supuesto que tenemos al alma, al corazón, a su creador, a su escritor de canciones, a su compositor RUDOLF Schenker esta noche en RockFM Motel. Hi Rudolf, welcome to RockFM.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. España es uno de esos países donde más habéis tocado a lo largo de vuestra historia. ¿Qué tiene el público español para Scorpions?
Very special is it because we was visiting Spain so often because when I was a kid, my parents, my father, my mother, they were big fans of Spain. And what we did very early, I was around 12 years old, we was going by car with the family to Spain and really driving down there to Barcelona, Valencia, and later on we went to Gibraltar and also the south of Malaga and all this kind of great places. In this case, I was very, very much inspired by the Spanish people because I like them very much because they have a very, very authentic personality, and just living there was amazing. And as soon I was get married and had with my first family, I exactly went down there as well with a car in one run from Hanover to Malaga because I liked this south very much, and we were camping because my older son now is 53. He wants to go camping in a tent, and I said, okay, let's go. So, and somehow Spain became a part of my heart. That's the reason why we was going very early when we were becoming a band and also going to international places, and we could afford the long way to Spain. We tried to play there, and we played there, and we enjoyed it very, very much.
Valencia, Madrid, Cádiz, Gijón son las ciudades por las que pasaréis este verano en España. ¿Qué tal lleva un alemán como tú el calor del verano en España?
Oh, I tell you one thing, we had hotter places like Manaus, 48 degrees on stage. That's something, I even, the bass player of Kiss, because we did the last tour in South America together, Monsters of Rock with Kiss, he was collapsing on stage because 48 degrees is not something. But for me, it was always fine. I enjoyed very much because, and also the whole band, and playing in the heat, it's fine with us. And important is that the stage is good, that the people are in a great mood, and that's an important point. And that's a thing what we're looking for. And we know always the fans in Spain are amazing.
Pregunta de oyente, ¿qué es lo primero que se te viene a la cabeza cuando piensas en España?
Great weather, great people, and great life.
Han pasado 4 décadas de vuestro Love at First Sting y en este aniversario pues ha hecho volver de gira encima de los escenarios. Es un disco repleto de himnos. ¿Es para ti el mejor disco de Scorpions?
No, it's really true. I tell you one thing. That first thing was after Blackout being successful in worldwide, especially in the United States, especially with the song called No One Like You, which made us to be the band with the #1 rock hit in United States, most played song in radio, made us very, very powerful, and we thought, now we want to make it even better. Klaus was overcoming his problems with the vocals. He was function on this tour in Blackout, and here we are. We want to make an unbelievable album, and this album was really made in the other studios where Led Zeppelin did their Into the Outdoor, and we did the most albums in Dirk Studios in Cologne, and we said to Dieter, look, we want to play. We play everywhere in the world, but we want to also record somewhere else. And that's what we did in the other studios. And the sound was great. The atmosphere was fantastic. And we start recording. The only problem was that we had to stop the recordings because our agent from America came and said, hey guys, I have an offer for you to be co-headlining with Van Halen on the US Festival. It will be one of the biggest festivals ever done in the world. And the partner from Apple, Steve Jobs, he's organizing it. There's in 3 days, different styles. And the Saturday will be the Hard Rock Day. And we want you guys doing also co-headlining. Yeah, because we became very powerful with No One Like You. So, and we said, okay, then we have to stop the recording of Love at First Sting. So, and that's what we did. We said, okay, then when we're coming back, we do it. We start again to make this album finished. But we want to use the chance to really make the US Festival. And what was happening? 350,000 people were there, and we, as a co-headliner, we made the day because we got 5 jets overflying the stage, and the announcement came from the speaker, and hey, ladies and gentlemen, here are the Scorpions. And then the jets came over the crowd, and we start playing with Blackout. So that was something the people didn't expect. We said, when we play at this big festival, we want to make it right. And we made it right. And the poor Van Halen, they're lost in this situation, but we are always friends. No question about this. There was no competition in the way, but we want to be very good. And that's what we did. So in this case, this album became, and then we went back home, and we because the studio from ABBA was not available anymore, and Dieter Dirk said, look, when we want to do this album, finish this album, we have to do it here. Said, okay, we proved ourselves. We did a fantastic concert on the US Festival, and now we're finishing this one here in your studio. And we worked very hard, and then we made really every song brilliant. I mean, when we now play this album on stage, 40 years anniversary, we know immediately now how good this album was, because we were in time. The point is, when you be concentrated in the time, you bring this something up which is really connected to the time and not for anything else. And that's what we did with Love at First Sting. And when we listen now, because we had to rehearse the new old songs, we noticed, hey man, this is really a fantastic album. And it was the right idea. That was not our idea to celebrate this. It was the record company's idea. And we said, they are right. So in this case, we enjoy very much to play this new old stuff and present it on parts of it. Okay, we played the whole 40 years. That's like Big City Nights, Still Loving You, Rock You Like a Hurricane. These are songs which are really proved worldwide as classic hits. So, and the rest now, because we have now a new drummer, not new now, but he's already 2 or 3, 4 years, 5 years with us, Mickey D, and he really gives a new charm into the presentation of the songs. And it's fantastic to play Crossfire, which we never played as a rock version somewhere. we played it only as a classic version with the version with the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra as a classic version. So, and now playing it with Mickey D, it's like fantastic. It's like a new song. And yeah, in this case, we are very happy to celebrate with the Spanish fans this fantastic album.
Bueno, pues yo le quería preguntar a Rudolf Schenker, dado que Mickey D ya lleva pues como 7 u 8 años en el seno de la formación, ¿qué recuerdos le vienen de aquellos primeros conciertos con él cuando se incorporó a la banda tras la disolución de Motorhead? ¿Y qué cree que le ha aportado a un estilo pues de algo alejado y distinto de lo que era Motorhead o King Diamond, con quien también tocó Mickey D?
First of all, the history, the Scorpions and Motorhead, it's already very long time ago, because when Lemmy left Hawkwind, then he was building his new band. This was Motorhead. So, and with Motorhead, they are played as a support band in Blackburn on our English tour before the Scorpions. But Lemmy was a very smart person. What he did when they arrived in Blackburn, they went to the parking lot and called the promoter and said, "Hey, our car got broken. You have to ask the band Scorpions whether they can start. So because we are nice Germans and we don't want to do something wrong and let the fans wait, we said, okay, we do it." So then we did it. And Lemmy, they already was partying very hard. And of course, also this day, and they did things which we in this time didn't like so much. And I told my brother that, and we were in Speakeasy, it was an English club in London. And my brother said, "What? Lemmy did this? Okay, come on. He is here playing with his game stuff there, and I will tell him something." And then Lemmy, and Michael said, "Hey, what you did with the Scorpions?" And then, "Oh, sorry." And from this moment on, we became friends. That means friends that when we met each other on tour, we always were, also before Mickey was a part of Motorhead. So, and important point was also when we got the special put the hands in the mud in the front of the music land shop. We all the Motorhead celebration of Scorpions Walk of Fame next to Led Zeppelin, we put our hands in it, and the whole Motorhead crew was there. Lemmy and Mickey D and all people who was playing at that time, and was saying, "Hello, guys, great, we love you," and so we stayed in touch. The latest Hellfest before he died, I went to his dressing room and said, "Hey, Mick, let's we celebrate 50 years of Scorpions." He said, "Yeah, we do 30 years of Motorhead." Yeah, it was shortly before he was dying, and too bad of that Motorhead and Lemmy, that Lemmy died, because he was a great rock and roll guy. And so then in this case, when Lemmy died, and our friend James Kotick, our brother from another mother, he died as well, and we were very unhappy. But there was something which Matthias had a great idea to call Mickey D, because he has nothing to do. So, and to ask, let's see how we can play together. And I think it was Munich or Berlin that we were rehearsing to see how he's doing, because James was not controllable anymore. So, and when we start playing with him, I noticed from my point of view, because when I play rhythm, I play always up front, in front of the beat, and he does do the same thing. That gives the effect. That's the reason why we also play a Rock Believer. We was playing live in a studio, not like the most people to drum machine. No, live in the studio, and that gives the feeling of live and really rock and roll. So, and in this case, he said yes. We played together, and we were overwhelmed. We said, "Yeah, you're the man." On the other hand, he is a great person. The chemistry of Scorpions couldn't be better at this time. And that's the reason also that we said, yeah, we go for as long we can, because this is fun. There is no arguments and stuff. We always can find out a way when something is not so nice of this person or this person. We always find a way. But the playing of the Scorpions now, it's full of energy and very, very powerful.
¿Podrías contarnos cómo fue el inicio, cómo te inspiró canciones o cómo creaste las canciones desde un inicio como You Like a Hurricane, Still Love You o Big City Nights, esos himnos de este disco que cumple 4 décadas desde su nacimiento?
You believe it or not, the song Still Love You, I had to wait 7.5 years before we start playing it for the album. 7.5 years. Because when Uli Ross was there, Uli John Ross, and I played this, he goes, oh, it's not so my kind of music, and I start again and again every album. Then Matthias came in. He wasn't so sure as well. Klaus was always a fan of the song. But when the band is not really by heart a part of the song, you can't play it. So, and you have to wait until the time is right. And the time was right when we came out of the United States from the Blackout tour. And we were in the rehearsal studio. And, and I start again the theme. And Matthias jumped in with his guitar, with his against guitar. And then Herman came in with his drums. And Klaus started singing. And we said, hey, this song we have to do. And we did it. So this is the story of Still Loving You, which became then a song which created a baby boom in France. And that's not a joke. It's really something. When we played Tatarata, that is a TV show, live TV show in France, and Alanis Morissette was supporting us there. And the interviewer asked Alanis Morissette, you know the Scorpions and Let's Have You? Of course I know, And so then he said, you know that they created the baby boom? And she, no, I don't know. Hey guys, you know? No, we don't know either. So yes, it was notable by measuring. It was 0.6% more. That's unbelievable. You're creating a baby boom with a song. I mean, that's something very much. And Rocket Like a Hurricane, same situation. Not 7 years, but it was. It had also its time, because sometimes sometimes a song has to grow. And when the time is right, you have to have the time. When you bring a new song out, you have to make sure it is the right time. And Rocket Like a Hurricane also on this album, was making the whole album already strong. Then Big City Nights, this was the normal way of composing and then play it to the band. Everything came out of and also the tour in America was inspiring us very much. It's very, very important that when you go on the road, and this time we always went with tour buses, and when you go through the United States and you listen to the radio, you listen to the people, you're getting a special vibe. And this vibe, we always Klaus with the lyrics and I with the music. I was part of it. I remember the zoo, which is not on the album, but was created by watching the news in which town was it in? I don't know which town it was, but by a hurricane warning. So, and I played this riff. So immediately out of this, I started to get into this, and automatically I made a song like from nothing. I was into the zoo, played it to Klaus, and Klaus immediately was writing the lyrics, and then you have it. And that was the same on our tour, Blackout tour. We got so much inspired by being successful, doing this a kind of US festival, and being very on the peak of our career. This is the way of the feeds you under consciousness, and then you're getting something special out of it.
Rudolf, te he leído recientemente en entrevistas que la palabra jubilación no está en vuestro vocabulario, no está en vuestras intenciones. ¿Qué queréis? ¿Pillar a los Rolling Stones?
No, we don't want to reach the Rolling Stones. We don't have this point. We never were looking to the Rolling Stones. What we now can say, it's fantastic to see one band in front of us really being there, that we're not feeling alone. Sometimes it's not good if you're being on top and being alone. No, we are happy that one of our favorite bands from the early days, Klaus was more the Beatle fan and I was the Rolling Stone fan. And that's the situation which was making the Scorpions music very different from other bands, because we never were sharing the same bands. You know, that's difference. I have more the blues and rock and classic feeling in, and Klaus has more this Beatle melodic feeling in it. So in this case, it's great to see that a top band, especially the Rolling Stones, nobody thought that there will make it this long. But they are great. Mick Jagger, 80 years old, and on stage like a hurricane. That's something which it's for us very important as well, because we don't want to be and play rock music on stage without moving, only playing our songs from the stage. No, when we go on stage, there's a lot of movement and really creating energy. Rock means energy and power. It's the same thing. And that's the important point, to get into the people and motivate them to be outstanding in form for this day.
Una pregunta que me hace especial ilusión. Hace poco leía unas declaraciones tuyas para un medio americano en el que decías que te gustaría volver a hablar con tu hermano, reencontrarte con él, con Michael. ¿Crees que podréis volver a llegar a tocar juntos alguna vez? ¿Crees que Michael podría llegar a colaborar con Scorpions alguna vez en un futuro?
Never say never. So in this case, I'm always open. You know, it's like, you know, we had two different ways. My brother, he wanted to be the best guitar player in the world, or one of the best guitar players in the world. And I always said, I did an interview 1970 or 71 or something with a German music paper called the Riebes Fachblatt. And the guy asked me, what is your goal? What is your thing? What you going for? I said, you know, I want to be a part of a rock band of the 30 biggest rock bands in the world. So everybody get his piece, but these pieces don't fit together. When you want to be one of the best guitar players in the world, it's very hard to be in the band, because you have your own ideas, and I was always there to create a great chemistry, to great people. And you know, now after nearly 60 years, we have the best chemistry maybe in the world. I don't know, because we are playing, we are enjoying, we're not fighting. We have, our goal is make the fans happy and give them what they're looking for. And that's the situation. I will say never, never, because I love my brother. That's the important point. But, you know, when you have different philosophies, you can't connect them very easily. So there must be a different time. Same as the song Still Loving You. I had to wait. But, you know, what's the problem? If you live good, if you enjoy with your friends and waiting for maybe something else, which will come, I'm always open.
Mi pregunta es que ¿cuál fue el primer tema con el que aprendiste a tocar una guitarra?
Yeah, hippie, hippie, hippie shake. Yeah, from a swinging blue jeans.
Okay. ¿Y cuál es tu guitarrista preferido?
I mean, there are different ways. As I said before, for me, it's music not to be a fast guitar player, technical, high guitar player. For me, it's a combination out of a few important things: composing, controlling the right, like an director, music director, like playing lead guitar or rhythm guitar, something. And one of my favorite guitar players, he's not a perfect one, but he is, for me, the best, Jimmy Page. So Led Zeppelin, yeah, but also Jimi Hendrix. Of course, he is the master, unbelievable. He was, and Uli John Ross was a big fan. He later on became, he got his girlfriend, Monica Dannemann, the latest one, which we met in London before we played in the Marquee. And they became a couple, and then he made his own solo career. So, but Jimmy Page, he is the man, because he is the producer. He produced the whole albums. He is a great guitar player, and he is a great composer.
Rudolf, dos preguntas más. Acabamos de ver pasar a ACDC por España. Brian Johnson y Klaus Meine son más o menos de la misma edad, se llevan un año arriba, un año abajo. ¿Cómo está de capacidad vocal Klaus Meine? ¿Cómo está cantando Klaus Meine a día de hoy?
I mean, I was so overwhelmed by his way of singing all the songs. He was doing fantastic. I mean, I haven't heard ACDC lately, but I think that beginning of August, they will play in Germany. By accident, we are at home, and I will go there and we'll see. Because ACDC became our friends as well, because when we started in United States to tour in 1979, there were special guests from Ted Nugent and Brian Johnson. He is a funny guy. We met later on in the Riga Royale in New York in a hotel by accident when they recorded the album with the old drummer who was left ACDC, and then he came back, and we were there, and we were invited by recordings in the studio. So, and then in the evening, in the late night, we were sitting, Klaus, me, and Brian, we were sitting and talking about the past and rock and roll in general. And it was fantastic. We were sitting there until 5 o'clock in the morning in Riga Royale in New York. He's a funny guy. And by the way, I remember when we played in Florida, in one of the cities where he is living, he came to our show and he came backstage in our dressing room. Hey guys, yeah, rock and roll. So and we said, hey Brian, you want to come on by Rockin' Like a Hurricane on stage? Oh yeah, of course, I love it. Okay, he came on Rockin' Like a Hurricane on stage and played with us the song. And what he did when the solo came, he took Klaus on his shoulders like Angus and went to the crowd. We couldn't believe Matthias was so overpowered that he didn't know what to play, because he didn't expect that it will be this long. And the solo was longer than it normally was. But the effect was fantastic, and Klaus was surprised as well. And this is the way of rock and roll. Always be open for some great opportunities to make the fans happy, make the band happy, and make yourself happy.
Hello, Rudolf. Me gustaría preguntarte por qué con tantas grandes bandas internacionales como Doro o Rammstein que cantan en alemán, Scorpions decidisteis cantar en inglés. Un saludo.
Because when we started, there was no chance to go with German lyrics out of Germany. So we were always, let's say, influenced by this English. And the English and this music was fitting so good together that we, from the first moment on, we said, yes, English. That's the language we want to play. We want to international. You know, you have to think about. I had a dream that we want to play everywhere. I remember when when we came back from a Blackout tour and we were rehearsing for Loving First Thing album, and I said, hey, I had an idea. You know, guys, we have to play in Russia. In Russia? Why in Russia? Yeah, because we want to show the Russians that from Germany, we have to use the music as a bridge between the generations. And we have to show the Russians that here in Germany is a new generation. They're not coming with tanks and making war. They're coming with guitar and bringing love, peace, and rock and roll. And love stands for Still Love You, peace for Wind of Change, and rock and roll for Rock You Like a Hurricane. So this was the basic idea. And that was only possible in these days in English. So later on, of course, I tell you one thing, when I heard the first time Rammstein and I saw them in a small place, I was thinking, hey, man, that's fantastic good. And still, he's using it. His father, I think he was a writer, and he has the same gain. And he was making the German language very much, it's like the Kommissar from the guy from Austria. He makes this English, the German, not so stiff. He makes it stiffer than normally is, but very interesting. And he composed with his vocals and with his lyrics a great part for the music, and that's it's unique in the world. So in this case, I would say, and we are good friends with them. Till is a great guy, and when we saw them live in New York in the stadium, and it was a great show. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic.
Rudolf, muchas gracias por estar en tu casa. De nuevo, vuelve cuando quieras. Es un lujo tenerte en Rock FM y, por supuesto, que nos vemos en los conciertos de este verano en España. Gracias de verdad por estar aquí con nosotros.
And I want to say, we are looking forward to come to Spain and rock you like a hurricane.